So go through like your supplement regime as well, and we'll get into like testosterone as well after that. So what like food and any other supplements that you take for
not really
day-to-day training?
I take a supplement because I think everyone should have your bloods done every 6 months, because you could be that close to an heart attack or you could be that close to death. By having your bloods done, it will make you adjust your lifestyle, to change. I was talking to Ben Poppleton about this the other week. So I had some blood tests done and my triglycerides come back, and they come back that it was like 4.6 and it's normal under 1.8. When I've read these results, I'm panicking. So I'm thinking, so I'll start researching what will reduce this. Anyway, there was a tablet made in Cuba, and the Americans said it's bullshit, it don't work, yeah? So when I read some research on it, and I thought, you know what, they're a penny each, I'll start taking this tablet. So I'll start taking this tablet. 6 months after I had my bloods done, went from 4.6 to 2.4. 6 months later, I had my bloods done, 2.4 to 1.8. Under 1.8, 1.7 and 1.8 is in the normal range. 6 months later, it comes back 1.2. So I spoke to Ben about this, and he's thinking, no, you can't be right. So Ben starts looking at the research on it, and he comes back and said, mate, you ain't believing what. Anyway, I looked at some other research. So they kept avoiding it because obviously Big Pharma weren't earning any money out of it. Next minute, they've just done some Alzheimer's research, for Alzheimer's saying, and dementia, that this particular thing as well is helping really well with that. It must be that what they're saying is it clears your arteries back out, or helps clear your arteries back out, which allows the blood to flow back everywhere it is. Right. So maybe that's the problem with Alzheimer's, the blood's not getting to your brain, or I don't know what the exact. I read so many papers on it and chose what I thought was right for me to reduce this. Yeah. So I take that tablet every day. I have a gout tablet every day, from what I was saying about having gout in my ankle from Thai boxing. And now I just eat pretty. I'd be a bullshitter if I said I eat clean. I went out last night, had a curry because I was missing something spicy and had 3 points. So yeah, I'm full of shit really. But yeah, when I have but my missus cooks clean all the time. Yeah. So yeah, there's nothing that, there's no. And then what happened was, so when you was on about the TRT, so every time after I had one of my bollocks took off. So every time I went back in, for 10 years, I had a chest x-ray and I had blood tests. So every time I went, the girl used to say to me, are you sure you feel all right? I'm like, yeah, I feel all right. You sure nothing's, it was a bit weird because I was training hard. Obviously, you're going to be tired from training. But I hadn't been training before, so I couldn't monitor, was I that knackered compared with before, because I didn't train before. But I had been that knackered from having all that treatment. So I felt great. Yeah. She said, you sure you're all right? I'm alive. Of course I'm all right. What more do you want? And it was only after a few years. And so I'd competed all the way up. I've only been on that TRT for a couple of years or something, yeah? So all them competitions was all, fucking hell, if you look back at the results, my tests come back 7.7, yeah? Do you know, you've got to be careful now because the ranges are terrible. So, do you know, say 2 or 3 years ago, if your test was under 12 in Nottinghamshire, they give you it on the NHS. But now what they've done is they brought all the levels down. So before they were saying like 12 and you're all right up to say 35. Now they say it's 6 to 29. So the NHS don't have to give you it on the NHS. Yeah. But if you have a look at the difference of how it would, affect you. So when this come back 7.7, it was. I spoke to Ben about it. He said, mate, so I could have had it through the NHS. But then I spoke to a lad I train with. He had the same as me, and he has his through the NHS. But he goes into the hospital once a month. How can they give you an injection once a month that lasts steady for a month? It don't work, yeah? Really, you need to be microdosing every 3 days or something to keep the level at where it is. Yeah. So, it was... So then I contacted this place me and Ben spoke about, went there, and and then I started on that, which is,
So you initially got on it after the cancer, right?
No. So I'd gone. So after the cancer, which was, if you think about it, so 2007, 2008, I was coming out of all the treatment on the cancer.
Yeah.
So I went from then 10 years without having my bloods done.
Yeah.
For myself, because they're not going to say to me at the NHS, your test levels are so low here, you should get it. They're not going to push for something that you're not moaning that. Well, they should be looking at you and thinking, well, you're going to have problems with these low test levels. Everything's going to be. So it was really not. It was only that, when I had my bloods done and it come back, it was that low.
Yeah.
And then, but no, I can feel. There was a point where. So at the time, they said you want to be between, say, to feel good about 25, 35. That's what they said at the time. Yeah. So anyway, one of mine come back. What they do is that the clinic give you a bit, and 3 months later they'll then tell you. Then you have your bloods done, and then they'll tell you how it's looking. Yeah, and then they might say, because you could need, I don't know, 1 mil a week to get you up to 35, and your mate might need 0.1 of a mil a week to get you up to 35. So everybody's totally different. So when I spoke to the. One time it come back and I felt myself getting a little bit agitated. I felt like my miss would be saying something like, shut up. Yeah. So I felt it was too high. So I spoke to the specialist and he said it come back at 38 and Ben says to me, he'll tell you to drop that. So he rang, he said, how do you feel? I said, I feel amazing. He said, well, you should just leave it as it is then. If that's what he said, that's why you come to us, to feel amazing. If you feel good at that, I don't feel it's over the top. And I noticed after that, I felt a little bit, so I just dropped it a tiny bit to get me to about 30, 32 or something it is at the minute, yeah? So when people are talking about being on TRT, all I've done is took my levels to, like my mate, he's 50 years old, he had his test done the other day, come back 27.8. So all I've had it took to what, about where he is. Yeah. So it's not that I'm having it to be able to live. I've just got normal test levels now where, but that's why you should have it done, because some people, I've had other mates that have gone in and had it done and they've come back 25, 28. The clinic will say, you don't need it, you're fine.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you my testosterone results then. So just so everyone understands, I get my blood checks every birthday basically. I've been doing it for the last 3 years. Not that I've done a lot about it, although we were just talking off camera then about, what was it, my folate serum was ridiculously low, so I started taking tablets last 12 months and now it's at the top end of the range that it's supposed to be in, so I guess that makes me feel better. Can't tell 100% what it's really done, but
do you know on all your tests there?
So look, here's all my testosterone results. That's from May. So in May
it's pretty low, man. Yeah, you need to. You 17.9. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, but see how the state on it on Medichecks. Like if you do this through the NHS, it'd say 6 to 29 or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, press on it. I think it does tell you the...
Yeah, see, it's telling you it's a normal range. Like Rich is nearly 9 to 29, but certain people say it's under 6. Or it was only 2 years ago in Nottinghamshire, under that NHS, they would give you it if you was under 12.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's pretty low, that is, really.
Yeah. You sound disappointed.
Yeah, yours is through the roof. You should be able to train 3 times a day.
So obviously you get yours to a level that's, like you say, what should be...
which is optimal, which is like what level they'd say to give you the best lifestyle. Yeah. Without causing any damage.
That's what, 35, do you say?
Well, really, you want to, if you're up near say like 29, 28, 32, I think my last one's come back 32, which...
It's double mine.
Yeah. But there's a difference. Obviously, somebody that's in the gym's probably got those up to certain people. I ain't saying any names, but certain people's probably 100 and something. Do you know? You even know what I'm on about. Do you know? But it can cause problems, can't it? So you really only want it in a normal range.
Yeah. So what do you recommend that I get on it then?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. But if you don't want any more kids, you don't. If you decide that's the time that you don't want no more kids, and
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the main thing that stops
once you start it, you can't stop it, really.
Yeah. So one of the things that makes me not do it at the minute is because nothing else in my life is in the right place. Like my sleep, for example, is nowhere near where it should be. So I don't know if there's a benefit to me doing something like that, and then I'm still getting crap sleep. Is it really gonna?
Yeah, just wait till you feel that. You might get to a point where you actually feel that I need to do this now. Yeah, because once you start, that's it, really.
Okay.
But somebody said to me, "How do you feel about that? Once you start, that you'll never." Well, that could be in anything, couldn't it? It'd be, I stopped working. Yeah, but once you start, you won't go back working. Yeah, I don't want it. Do you know? So it's.
So what age?
So somebody says take this tablet every day, it'd be good for you. But once you take it, you gotta take it forever. Yeah, that's fine. Huh?
Yeah. What age were you when you started taking TRT?
Well, it's only been a couple of 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't start till you're 50. I'm 53. so to put us on a fair playing field, you got to wait till you're 50.
As you can see, I'm a weed now.
You wasted away.
I am. No, I
think it's about yourself, and it's when you I suppose it's like, even me, I would have questioned it for a long time. Well, do I need it? Do I really want it? Is it going to make that much difference? Is it? And then there'll be a point where you're like, I need to change something here.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. If you want to hear more from the BMA podcast, follow us on Spotify for full audios. You can find clip videos on the Bermuda Martial Arts YouTube channel, and finally search at Bermuda Martial Arts on Instagram for even more content. Feel free to comment opinions on the podcast and anyone you would like to see featured. Thanks for supporting.